Hey everyone, Technoman here with a video for you guys. In today's video, we're going to be comparing the new iPhone 16 Pro with the iPhone 14 Pro that was released 2 years ago in September 2022, and a lot has changed now. In this video, we're going to try to compare the main differences so you can decide whether you should upgrade from the 14 Pro to the 16 Pro, or if you're deciding between which one is a better option for you. So let's get started here. So I have both of the phones here that we unboxed in our channel. I'll leave a link for it as well if you want to check it out. So the 16 Pro, as I mentioned, was just released, and then the 14 Pro was released almost 2 years ago, like Apple does with its Pro lineup every year. Now, one thing you'll notice is the change is the size of the screen here. The 16 Pro is now upgraded to a 6.3 inch display versus a 6.1 inch on the 14 Pro. So that has really changed. You can see the bezels here are really thinner, and then you have the dynamic island up top. And of course, the body and the build also has changed on it. So with the 14 Pro, you have this stainless steel build to it, whereas the 16 Pro is a titanium, which started with the iPhone actually 15 Pro. So that is pretty much carrying on from last year's as well. And then you'll see a new camera control button right here, where it used to be the MMM wave for 5G. If I click on that, right, it'll go ahead and activate and launch the camera, and then you can do controls with that as well. Now, other things that has changed with the body that you may not notice is the actual silent button is actually here's a ringer where you can toggle on and off, versus the 16 Pro, which has this action button, which allows you to customize that into the silent button by pressing and holding, or you can use it for some other controls as well. So they're going to be some of the noticeable changes. And finally, the charging port. If you look in here, the 14 Pro still had that lightning one, and then starting with the 15 lineup, Apple switched over to the USB-C type, and that's going to be your change for it. Now, other things you might not notice, of course, from the actual display itself is the chip on these phones. So the new iPhone 16 Pro comes with the A18 Pro chips, and it has 8 gigs of RAM. The 14 Pro comes with the A16 Bionic with 6 gigs of RAM. So that has drastically increased the performance of the 16 Pro versus the 14 Pro, which we'll discuss in a little bit. Other things to note about this phone is probably going to be your other major changes. The camera here, again, from looking at it, of course, both of them have these triple cameras, but on the 16 Pro now hoses a 48 ultra wide angle, which was not possible on the 14 Pro here, which means they have slight feature advancement when you open up the camera app. Things that you'll notice are different is that on the camera you have this new spatial option for video and photo as well, which is not available on the iPhone 14 Pro. Of course, that's going to be another big change, and that's going to come with the improvement in the camera quality as well between these models, like Apple does every year as well. Now, the next other thing, probably you're interested in the battery life between these two devices here. So the battery life is slightly going to be changing, because on the 14 Pro used to be a 23-hour battery lifespan versus a 27, so almost a 4-hour upgrade. But another interesting thing is the new iPhone 16 Pro has this wireless capability for MagSafe charger to be able to charge with 30-watt adapter and up to 25 megawatt, which will make wireless charging much faster than the previous models as well. So that's going to be the bigger changes for it. Now, when it comes to the other aspect, it's going to be your software between these two phones. So both of the phones, of course, have iOS 18 available for them to upgrade. iPhone 16 Pro comes with iOS 18, so you don't have that option, but the iPhone 14 Pro, you can upgrade to iOS 18 and take advantage of all the new customization features that we have mentioned in the videos previously. If you haven't checked those out, check those out, and you can take advantage of most feature. And I say most of the features because the one feature that you won't be able to take advantage is the Apple Intelligent, which is going to be only limited to the iPhone 15 Pro and above. So the 14 Pro will not get the Apple Intelligent yet. Even on the iPhone 16 Pro, Apple Intelligent hasn't come out yet. Apple announced it in the fall, so we haven't been seeing that yet. So when we do see that, we'll see how that looks like, and of course all of the other features are available on it. So between these two phones, iPhone 14 Pro and the 16 Pro, it's probably going to come down to the price you're paying. With the 14 Pro, Apple no longer sells it directly on their website, so you'll have to get it pre-owned from sites like Amazon or other secondhand market, which you can pay around probably $300-400 less than the 16 Pro, which starts at $999 for the 128 gig up to $14.99 for that 1 terabyte directly sold by them. Even right now, Apple's selling them. There is a delay shipment, so if you order it, you may not get it within a couple of weeks just because they're backed up on it. So you're trying to use phones. Is it worth upgrading from the 14 Pro to 16 Pro? Well, there, if you're looking for a couple things here, it's a bigger screen that you're getting on the 16 Pro. Faster speed performance. We've seen up to 30% more processing power on the 16 Pro, and the GPU performance up to 40% thanks to that 6 graphics cores that's available, and that 8 gig from that 6 gig. Of course, you're going to experience speed and performance boost of it, and of course improved camera and battery life also are the other two things. Now it's going to come up to you if you are looking to spend that extra dollar to upgrade to it, but honestly the 14 Pro will still get you by another 2-3 years if you're not really considering all the new features like a camera control or even care about Apple Intelligent, as you can also get away using a chat GPT on the phone with certain limitations as well. So that's our review between the iPhone 14 Pro and the 16 Pro. I hope you guys found this video helpful. If so, please consider the like and subscribe button. Also share your experience if you're upgrading from iPhone 14 Pro to 16 Pro, or if you're using one of the phones or other. What's have your experience been like? Do share it in the comment section. Would love to hear your comments as well. We'll see you guys next time.